Hello everybody, Silverstar here, and you may have noticed, but I still don't get the grip of making videos, so I am going to try to do this as chill as I can for now. So, today we have a new episode, a new manga of Shokugeki no Soma, also known as Food Wars. And when I started watching this anime at the beginning, when it first came out a couple years ago, I believe, at the beginning I didn't know what to think about it because during the first season there was quite a lot of fan service, and as I said before, I don't really like fan service, although I am glad that Food Wars noticed that fan service alone was not enough, but actually they had a pretty good story and they didn't really need it from the beginning, so they noticed that and they kept it at a minimum, at least from, let's say, half the first season onwards and then the second season. Now we are going to review today's manga episode. I'm sorry I didn't write the number, but it is this week's episode, and I believe it's 207. Yeah, episode 207, and we are starting to get into the regimental cuisine Shokugeki, and it is going to be about between Central, which is the 8 remaining members from the Elite 10 and some others they got from Central, and Soma's team, which is composed by, let's see, it is Soma, Takumi, it is also from Tadoroko-chan, and Ishiki, Kuga, Negishima, and who am I? Oh yeah, and Erina, of course, which is the God Tongue Queen. And so we already have the both teams. It is an 8 versus 8, and it's looking pretty good so far. And so in this episode, we get introduced again to Kinokuni Nene, and she is the 6th in place on the current Elite 10, and her specialty is soba, that means noodles. And today's episode's name is Bad Luck. And when I read this title at the beginning of the chapter, I was really thinking that maybe Ishiki or Soma would straight down lose, and I thought it was going to be quite high paced, but no, it ends up that the bad luck is because of Soma's stupid card picking. So they were about to pick the theme for the Shokugeki, and there are a lot of these papers like on a contest or a TV show falling down, and there were so many options like salmon, lamb, and many others, and in the end Soma picks one like without even looking, like just like he looks at it and it says soba, which is obviously Nene's specialty. So, oh, that was pretty funny. Like, how can you be so stupid? Or how can you have such bad luck? That was really funny for me. Also, another thing that really got me a pretty good laugh in this chapter was Kuga, Terunori Kuga. And he was so freaking funny when she was saying, oh yeah, she's very annoying, and she's probably on her period today. And she was like, Kuga, you die, you idiot. Oh, it was so freaking funny. And, well, we first started with that, and when the Shokugeki starts, you can see her masterful skills. She was turning flour, I believe it was flour, into noodles, into dough for the noodles, and everyone was like, oh yeah, she's a pure breed and she's capable of doing anything. She is like she was bred between generations of soba experts, and so she was like masterfully mixing all that dough together to create the perfect noodles. And then, as usual, Soma came up with a great idea. Oh yeah, I'm gonna use instant noodles, or instant yakisoba. Typical of Soma. He's probably going to try to compensate for that, because we have seen many times that whatever the theme is, Soma, which is take the cheapest ingredients and he's going to mix so many things together to create a pretty cool dish, which is most likely something not so cool looking, but the content is what matters. And so in this case, he's going to be using the cheapest noodles ever, which is instant noodles. And he's going to try to beat her, creating something special or adding something to that dish. And this episode, I really don't think Soma is going to lose, because I am not entirely sure, but I believe that if he loses, he is expelled. So yeah, the protagonist would not go down on the first bout. So yeah, I think that's pretty much for this episode, this chapter. I believe it is 207 from Shokugeki no Soma, or Food Wars. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this episode. That you like it? Personally, I did like it a lot. I liked the pacing, not the animation, but the drawing was pretty good, and I think it is moving forward the plot very well as well. So I am going to start giving a grade system for these different chapters and episodes that I am going to be reviewing, and I think that I'm going to be using a 1 to 10 grading system. So just because it was not so, in this case, it was a good episode, but of course it had room to be better. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it was not like so hyped or anything like that. It was just an introduction, so you really can't expect that much of those episodes, but pretty much everything else was pretty good, so I cannot deny that. So yeah, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for this week's chapter, and I hope this gets even better. And well, thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.